When it's time to travel in class, Unique Class of Limousine Service offers the finest quality, surpasses all your expectations, and provides the best quality to meet all your needs. Unique Class of Limousine Service is a premier transportation company servicing the Jackson metropolitan area. So book your next wedding, prom, party, or event with the Unique Class of Limousine Service by calling 901 219 4856. You can also follow Unique Class of Limousine Service on Facebook and Instagram. And oh yeah, tell them Sonia sent you.
She say sports. She say sports. She say sports. She say sports.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Sonia, and welcome back to She Say Sports. Today I have with me golf professional, instructor, and owner of TM Golf, Trent Mapp. Hi Trent, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Please tell the listeners a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I'm originally from Mississippi. I'm in Tennessee now. I've been here for about 4 years.
It's been that long? Wow.
Yeah. Moved up in 2017, and I spend quite a bit of my time golfing when I'm actually not working. So I decided to make that one of my professions. So here I am.
That's awesome. So Trent, and yeah, you do spend a lot of time golfing. When he comes home, we try to hang out, but he's golfing. And since I don't know how, that's that. So, but Trent, speaking of that, because you play it so much, how did your love for the game begin for you?
That's a great question. My first time even touching a golf club, I was 23 years old, and I had an uncle that was an avid golfer, and he and his best friend were about to go out and play. And I happened to be around the house, and they said, "Hey, you want to come with us?" And I was like, "Sure." I didn't even have any clubs, and so they took me out, and I enjoyed the game. And on the way from the course, I actually went and bought my first set from a pawn shop,
Wow.
$30 for the bag and the clubs. So that's where it started, and I took to the game and just fell in love with it.
So you enjoyed it that much that you went to a pawn shop and bought some clubs.
Yep.
What was so intriguing? What made you enjoy it so much? Was it the relaxation, or what?
So at the time, definitely not relaxation. Being an athlete, and I grew up playing basketball, football, running track, and just that competitive nature. Then playing a sport that I couldn't grasp it. I could not beat this game, and so it was more so of I just want to stay with it and figure out a way to get good at it.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, being competitive, I can see that. Trent, before Tiger Woods, you never heard of Black golfers playing on that level. Do you think because Tiger was so dominant in the sport that more Blacks began to play more on a professional level?
Absolutely. So the one thing about Tiger Woods that a lot of commentators years ago when he was in his prime and even today, they always want to bring to point that Tiger Woods made the game cool. He made the game fun. And if you go back years before Tiger Woods, you notice that a lot of the golfers in the sport were not fit. They didn't look like us. And so when Tiger became when he came to the scene, he made it look cool to be of color. He made it look cool to wear the kind of clothes that you may see someone like us wearing, or to be fit. And the way he played the game was different. It wasn't boring anymore. You could see someone go out and power the ball down the golf course for 300 plus yards, or hit sharp irons into a green, or get creative with their shots. And so he definitely made it cool to learn more about the game, or to want to be part of this sport. And so he definitely opened it up for a lot of people that would have never thought twice about playing it.
That's interesting. Yeah, you're right. No, that's true. So, Trent, people play golf for relaxation, competition, and also to make business deals. Do you have clients coming in telling you why they are wanting to learn the game of golf?
Oh, absolutely. And I have a great story to that point, actually. But yeah, I was on a golf course. It was one day last week, if I'm not mistaken, and I had a gentleman come up to me, and he had no game at all, and he had went and spent a few $1,000s on golf clubs, and he was just in free conversation with me, and he was saying, everyone I work with, they play this sport, and so I have to learn how to play this sport so that I can fit in at this company. So yeah, a lot of deals take place on the course. A lot of opportunities present themselves on the course, and in my career, part of my responsibility at my job is I present to college students, high school students, and doing onboarding for new hires. And I always make it a point that you're always in an interview, when no matter where you think you are, no matter who you're around, you're always being observed. Right. I think that's the best way to put it. And so I'm going to segue into how I actually was offered my first corporate job.
I was going to mention that.
Yeah, I was actually on a golf course, and I was playing with some friends of mine, and this little 5'9" lady walked up to me, and she said, "Do you work this way you play golf?" And I looked at her like, "What is she talking about?" And I answered the question. I was like, "Well, what do you mean?" And she said, "I've noticed that when you have a good shot or when you have a bad shot, you respond the same way. Nothing phases you." And she said, "If that's work, I want you on my team." And so she gave me a card, and fast forward, I talked to her a few weeks later, and basically she said, "This is what I have for you. This is the role I have open. When can you start? And basically, how much will it take to get you on my team?" And worked out the details, and I joined Nissan, and I spent about 5 years with the company, and I actually promoted every year while I was there. So definitely a blessing and an opportunity that I did invest my time and energy into learning how to play golf, because it did open up a lot of doors for me.
That's interesting, because she was a Spitfire, and she loved Trent because of how Trent handled things, and I remember that. So let me ask you this, because I got my first shot at playing golf at putt-putt. Does that count as learning? Can I use that instruction to make deals on the court? On the court. See, I'm basketball on the green, or do I need to get an instructor like you?
So believe it or not, putt is a great place to start, and it's a great place to really hone in the skill, the short game skill. Everyone wants to hit the long ball. They want to see the ball fly a long way, but once you get to the green, you definitely want to know how to putt. So yeah, spend some time at putt and get good at rolling the ball in and whatnot, and it'll definitely transfer to the course. But absolutely, from the tee to the green, I can work with you, and we can get you ready to hit the links and have some fun with it.
Awesome, that's great. So Trent, how did you turn your love for the game into wanting to help others?
For me, it's thinking about the love for the game and not the competitive part of it. It's more so the link that that I can use to keep that that bond that I had with my uncle.
Okay.
It was very he was very dear to me. He was like a dad, and every time I'm on the course, you know, I try to make sure that I commit to every shot because I can still hear him say, "Hey, don't waste your shot or make this shot count." And so when I play, I'm always telling myself, you know, don't don't do anything in vain. And so um, just that repetition,
Mhm.
and it helped me develop a skill set that I knew a few years ago that I had something special and that I could teach other people. And so instead of just continuing to think about it and be selfish with it, I pursued the certification so that the things that were taught to me when I was younger and the things that I worked on, I
Mhm.
wanted to share that with others because I know the difficulty and the challenge that this game presents. And so if I can help someone get to a higher level of enjoyment and perform better, have better scores, I want to do that because I've been in the game 21 years and I still have a ways to go myself. And so I don't see a reason for me to be selfish with my skills and my knowledge. I want to share it.
That's awesome.
Hey, and
So,
Sonia, I want to double back on an earlier question
mhm.
when we spoke about Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
I made the point that Tiger made it cool. I also don't want to. I don't want to snub the earlier golfers that
Oh,
were black.
absolutely. Yeah.
You know those Charlie Sifford, Calvin Pete.
Arnold Palmer, Jack
Yeah,
Nicklaus.
well, and Ted Rose, and mainly speaking for the golfers of color,
Oh,
who
okay. Okay.
who had to go through those barriers that some were still there when Tiger came to the scene, but for the most part, they had played and worked to get to a point to where it would not be so difficult for someone like Tiger Woods or Harold Varner who plays right now. So those guys really paved the way and paid a hefty price so that they can open it up and get more color on the golf course. So I definitely don't want to leave out those guys.
So, okay, first of all, I never knew there were professional black golfers before Tiger. And I'm not being funny because I've never really watched any of it, when it comes on TV because I was not really interested until lately. So I'm really, wow, I'm floored. I did not know. So they were the trailblazers
Yes,
for black
absolutely.
golfers. Wow, that's
Absolutely.
awesome. I'm gonna
Absolutely.
look them up. That's great. I'm glad
Yep.
you went back and said that.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, I missed the last name I mentioned was Ted Rhodes.
Mhm.
There's actually a municipal golf course for Nashville that's called Ted Rhodes Golf Course. I played there a few times, so I love playing there. And anytime you go there, you see it's a diverse group of people that go there to play. Young, old, black, white, just all different races. So
Mhm.
it's definitely a place that a lot of golfers go and pay homage to the sport, and not only the sport, but someone such as Ted Rose that paved the way, so to speak.
That's awesome. I'm glad you went back and said that. So I'm gonna go look them up. That's great. So what are some things a beginner needs to know about the game of golf? Somebody like me, just
Um, have patience and never go to the course to not have fun. Um, the game is challenging enough, and this is something that I always tell my students or clients that the game is already a challenge. Don't make it difficult.
okay.
So when you're on the course, you're not going to hit every shot perfect. Um, you know, it's a game of misses. So every time we swing, we're trying to um, mitigate the big miss, so to speak. And so we want to make sure that we're having fun. You know, if you have a bad shot, it is what it is. to your ball and hit it again. Eventually, you're going to learn from those mistakes. You're going to learn, hey, I don't have to swing so hard. It's not about how strong you are, or how big or how small you are. It's just keep your rhythm, have fun, and make good contact with the ball. Then eventually it'll all start to come together and you'll enjoy the game a lot more. Another thing, golf is a sport that anytime you go play, you're going to spend money to play it. So there's no sense in you going out, spending your money and having a bad time. So go out and have fun. And if you're struggling to hit the shots you want to hit or to shoot the score you want to shoot, then absolutely reach out to a professional, a teaching professional such as myself or someone local, and they can help you identify the things that are holding you back from enjoying the game or having a repeatable swing so that you can enjoy the game. There are a lot of there's lots of information on YouTube. Even to this day, even though I have books and I've been to classes and whatnot, I still go on YouTube and watch other professionals because I still learn. I learn from those guys and those women. My first lesson was a female instructor, and she taught me my short game. And the one thing that sticks to me to this day, even when I'm playing in competition, I never swing at 100%. I'm only swinging at about 75 to 85% because the club does the work. I'm always reiterating to myself that there's a process that I commit to. There's a swing that I commit to. And if I do my job, the club is going to do what it's supposed to do. And so I'm very rarely going out and trying to overpower a certain shot. I just let the club work.
That's interesting. So, I'm glad you said what you said. You said you go to YouTube or go talk to instructors or whatever. My next question was, do you have avid golfers coming to you for golf tips and instructions? And I'm sure they do now since you said that.
I do. I've met so many new people since I've started doing this. And honestly, that's the biggest reward, is meeting new people. And whether I work with them once or we do 5 to 10 lessons, when I can explain something or show them something that they were not aware of before we talked, or something that they have heard about, but they couldn't draw the connection. When I can help them connect with what they've been trying to figure out, we share that success. And I can't even explain that feeling, Sonia, just knowing that I've helped someone. And even those that I've helped and we're no longer working together, I still have the contact information, and they'll reach out to me and say, hey, I shot my best round last week, or vice versa. I'll text them and ask them how things are going. And, they still excited to hear from me, and they just love telling me about the progress they've made with that.
So, okay, because I'm still on that. So since they're avid golfers, what is something that they may, for example, ask you to help them with their, I don't even know what to say. So go ahead.
Hands down, everyone wants to learn how to hit the driver. So the driver is the driver. Okay. Yep. The driver is the largest club in the bag. It's the way it's designed. It's supposed to go farther than any other club in the bag, and most people tee off with the driver. Okay. And earlier, we were talking, and I mentioned that everyone wants to hit the pretty shot. They want to hit the ball a long way. So that's the club they want to learn how to hit, and it's also one of the most difficult clubs to learn how to hit, because the further you hit the ball, the more room you have for error. And so learning to hit the driver consistently, keep it in play, keep it out of trouble, and set yourself up for the next shot. It takes practice. And so everyone wants to learn how to hit the driver first. And I should have this response recorded and just play it back every time, because I always say, "Are you sure?"
You're like, Are you sure about this?
Yeah. And
Wow.
and we'll get into the lesson, and then as I start to explain the game, they start to connect why I was like, are you sure you want to hit driver? One of the things that I always try to explain to students related to the driver is, out of 18 holes on a golf course, there's going to be 4 par threes. You're not going to hit driver on those.
Mhm.
So now we're down to 14 holes where the driver could possibly be needed. Out of those 14 holes, there's usually going to be a few par fours where you can get away with teeing out with that. The driver is one of the hardest clubs to hit in the bag. So what I try to teach is, the game is already a challenge. Let's not make it more difficult. So by removing that added layer of difficulty and choosing to hit a safer shot for the tee box, you've already raised your chances of shooting a good score, because you're not hitting driver when you don't necessarily have to. So that's why when a student says, I want to learn how to hit my driver, my response is, are you sure?
I could hear you. That's why I'm laughing. Are you sure? So, Trent, with your clients, can you tell who is in the lessons to win it, or just to know enough in order to play socially?
Absolutely. Yep. So I've been blessed to the point to where everyone that I've worked with more than once has been really committed to improving and enjoying the game, to where they can go out and really make improvements. There was one individual that I worked with that they sounded good when they wanted lessons and whatnot. And then as we spent more time talking, and I was developing a plan, I sent the lesson plan to this individual, and in my follow-up phone call, they couldn't tell me anything that was in the lesson plan. And so I knew at that point that they had not committed to doing any of the work that we had figured that needed in that first lesson. And another thing I want to clarify: getting a golf lesson doesn't fix your swing issues. We can identify the swing issues, and we can suggest drills and ways to improve. But when the lesson is over, after that 1 hour is done, you still have to go back and put the work in to get better.
Okay, I will be the one who did not go over the lesson plan. And let me tell you why. Because everything that you're saying to me is so going over my head, because I don't understand it. And I guess if I get on, and I've been on the golf course before, a friend of mine tried to teach me in Dallas, and I was like, that's okay. But I really want to learn to do it so I can be sociable. And I think maybe as I learn the game of golf and get to understanding everything about it, then maybe I will get more involved as far as like competitive play, or just get serious about it. And I was at a resort this weekend in Sandestin, and I actually took my little golfing outfit. I know I wasn't going to do nothing, but I wanted to take pictures. So I'm that student. So I'm being honest. I mean, because there are students who don't really want to.
I'll tell you what. And this would be great for us. We haven't seen each other in a while. Next time I'm in Mississippi, then why don't we pick a day and we go out and we'll hit the course. I'll show you some things to help you learn how to swing and whatnot, and we'll start working to get you introduced to it. And I think you'll love it.
I think I will too. I mean, and I think because I've never been an athlete, that I don't know, but I really want to try. I want to try. That's all. I mean, I want to try.
That's all it takes.
Okay.
That's all it takes. And I guarantee you, once we figure out a way to get you to hit a ball and you watch it fly, and you're going to have that bug to want to learn how to play golf.
Okay. So because I have a lot of friends that play, and male and female. So I really want to learn. So, Trent, even though golf is not really a physical sport from the physical eye, is it intense on the body and considered a workout?
Um, it is probably one of the most intense sports you can play.
Wow.
Um,
And is that
no,
because you're moving, you're swinging your body and moving muscles?
so it by no means is it a contact sport. No, it's not that.
Right.
But it is. It requires flexibility
Hmm.
and yes, a certain degree of strength to some extent and whatnot, able to control. But um, I actually prescribe yoga and fitness routines for my clients because before I work with anyone, I give them a body swing connection analysis to help identify what type of limitations that their body may have. And the main reason I do that is because I do not want to be prescribing a swing fix for someone that can't physically do it.
Mm.
And so you can hurt someone that way. And so I try to understand what physical limitation anyone has before I work with them. And we prescribe a repeatable swing that they can achieve based off their physical limitations and whatnot. But just for instance, um, I stretch daily. I do yoga. I watch what I eat. I make that before I go play, I'm not intaking any kind of food or liquid that will dehydrate me while I'm on the course. Nothing that's going to have me feeling lethargic. Um, no, I'm not running laps. I'm not racing. And again, it's not a physical contact, but you're walking or in my case, I walk, but a lot of people, they ride the carts and whatnot, but you're swinging on average anywhere between 72 and for some people 100 times on a course.
Wow.
That and just so imagine a baseball player who was swinging for a home run and they're doing that, they're repeating that motion 100 times. That's a lot of work on the body.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. And so yes, golf is very physical. You use a lot of the muscles that you really don't realize that you had until you start to swing a golf club.
So that means you lose weight also.
You very much could. I suggest to anyone, um, go out, walk 9 holes of golf versus getting on the cart and riding it. And the benefit to that is, yes, you do lose weight, you get your steps in, and golfing is outside. I'll tell anyone, if you go out and play 9 holes, walk it. Don't ride a cart, and that gives you time to, one, you get your steps in. You know, so you're going to get a health benefit from it, and then there's time that you between shots you're walking. Look around, look at the trees, look at how the grass is taken care of, look at the design of the course. There's creativity that someone had in their mind. They saw a vision and they designed a golf course. Take all of that in and enjoy the day, and instead of hopping on a cart and zooming from shot to shot, and you're not giving yourself a chance to really take in what golf is about.
You're right. You know, that makes a lot of sense. The vitamin D, the sun, everything, just taking in. Okay, I'll try not to get on the cart. That's very good advice. Very good.
But now,
Yeah.
Sonia, when you and I go out and play,
Oh gosh.
we will be on the cart.
Why?
I am not going to be there 5 hours with you.
Wait a minute, but look, but why I got an attitude? First, I was like, I'll try not to get on the cart. Now I'm like, why?
Right.
Fine, whatever. The first time we'll go on the cart, and then you'll see how good I am, and we'll go from there. How about that?
And then we'll walk the next round.
Okay, fair deal. So, what advice would you give someone who is looking for a golf instructor? What do they look? What do they need to look for?
First of all, you need to find out if you're going to mesh well with that person.
Okay.
You need to understand their teaching style. Um, some people learn from very strict instruction. Some people need to have it spoon fed. So depending on how your style is, and you reach out to a possible instructor, you want to understand, one, are they experienced? Are they certified? And their style. I'm going to put myself in the shoes of a possible client.
Okay.
If I'm looking for an instructor, the first thing I'm going to consider is where my game currently is. And I'm going to research that and find someone that can help me with a specific need. Because one, you don't want to go and be paying someone and then they're dragging out your lessons for as long as they can milk money out of your pocket.
Right.
So you want to know what you want to go and work on. And if you don't know what you want to work on, then that's another reason why you need to have a discussion with the potential instructor and have them explain to you what they can help you accomplish if they were to work with you.
That's awesome. That's good advice, because you're right. You don't want anybody trying to milk the lessons and keep you going, and you really don't need them or whatever. That's good advice. Awesome. Well, Trent, it has been great talking to you, but before I let you go, I have a game that I play that's called You Can Get With This or You Can Get With That. And what it is, it's a way for me and the listeners just to get to know our guest a little better. So I'll ask you a few questions and you choose the one that best fits you, okay? Don't be afraid. Don't be scared.
This is scary. Go ahead.
No, I promise. This it's trust me, you'll love them. I promise. Okay, the first question is ambition or comfort? You prefer ambition or do you prefer comfort?
Wow, that's a good one. I'm gonna go with comfort.
Why? I really thought you would pick ambition, but why?
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I'm actually comfortable with being ambitious. So the reason I chose comfort is because when I commit to doing something, I want to make sure that I do it at a level to where I get comfortable with it.
Okay.
And I try to make wherever I am or what situation I'm in, I do my best to adapt to it to make sure that I remain in my comfort zone.
I like it. Okay. So do you like cooking or being cooked for?
I love cooking.
Do you?
I need everybody to food
hold on, whoa. The meals you showed me, bologna sandwiches, that's not really cooking. People here text me on a morning about, oh, look at this. Like he really doing it. I'm like, dude, it's bologna. Okay, you burnt it on the edges. Great. So what's one of you? Wait a minute. Oh gosh. Trent, what's one of your favorites?
So just on that, let me say.
You said what now? You were breaking up. Say it again.
My favorite. No, I was gonna say, since we're on bologna, she's absolutely right. On any random morning, I will I will fry bologna, put it on bread with cheese, hot sauce, and ketchup.
Oh my gosh.
And then I will put the entire sandwich in the skillet and fry the sandwich.
Oh, with cheese on it. So make a grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese bologna sandwich.
That sounds good, except the ketchup and hot sauce.
We'll work on that.
Okay.
But hands down, my favorite meal to cook is, and it's actually something I do on the grill. I will marinate a steak for about 5 to 6 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And then I grill it. And don't shame me for this, but my steak has to be well done. I will grill it and get it to the correct level. And I also like to do potatoes and peppers on the grill. I'll
Hmm.
wrap that in a foil with, I'll spray olive oil over it and put a little bit of butter in it. And then I'll grill it while it's in the foil. And then that's my favorite meal to cook.
Yummy. If you try it medium well, I promise you it'll change your life. I was the same way until I moved to Texas. And this lady took me, she was like, try medium. I'm telling you, it would change your life. It's
So,
it's light brown. It's not pink. It's light brown. I don't want it pink, but I feel you on that.
so the I was scarred as a child with anything that wasn't well done. The
Okay,
first
I see.
the first time I had a steak, I cut into it and I saw the red juices coming out of it, and I swear I heard a cow mooing. And so ever since then, I'm like, we got to make sure this thing is cooked, because apparently all they did was they chopped the tail off and took the
And put
horns
it on
off
the plate.
and rolled it out to me.
Yeah, I'm like you. I'm not down with that foolishness at all. But there's some people who love it. They want the blood running out. I can't do it. Okay, next one. Hot coffee or iced coffee?
I know.
Huh?
Hot coffee.
Hot coffee? Okay.
Hot
Salad?
coffee all the way.
Okay. Salad or sandwich?
Sandwich.
Of course, bologna.
Bologna.
Would you rather be rich and famous or rich and unknown?
Rich and unknown.
I know.
Don't come to my house asking for money.
Oh, I'm coming. Don't worry. You're gonna be proud of this. You're gonna be proud of this question. I looked this one up. Would you rather be known as an excellent ball striker that can't break 90, or be known as an inconsistent ball striker that never scores higher than an 89? Sure did.
Is that even possible?
I don't know what it means, but I figured you would. So do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, I do. So I would rather be the excellent ball striker, because
that can't break 90.
right.
Okay.
Because that's almost impossible. Being a great ball striker is going to get you the lower scores. However, that I was making earlier, having fun when you're playing a game, that is the ball striker. I'm sorry, that is the not so good ball striker, but he's having fun and he's shooting 89.
Okay.
But to answer your question, I would rather be the good ball striker, because a good swing results into a good ball striker.
Cool. Yeah, I was like, I don't know what this means, but you will. Do you prefer looks or personality? Oh, you're a little vain. Okay. Come on.
I prefer looks.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay. So if she's pretty and dumb as a doorknob, you cool with that?
For the
But it has
moment,
nothing to do with personality. I'm sorry. If she's really pretty and has no sense of humor and just boring, you're fine with that?
I'm okay with it for the moment.
Okay. Okay. Juicy crabs or longhorn?
Juicy crabs.
You know.
we need to go back there soon, by the way.
I went a couple of weeks ago. I was like, sorry, man. I had to go get me some. Do you prefer going out on New Year's Eve or staying in?
Staying in.
And when y'all stay in, what would you all be doing?
Watch movies, play music, think about and actually look at pictures from the previous year and whatnot. And then obviously we turn on the television and we'll watch the ball drop and whatnot.
Okay, cool. Last but not least, and I'm gonna change one person's name since I know, well, Tiger Woods or Ted Rhodes? Is it Rhodes or Rose?
Rhodes.
Okay, Rhodes.
Yep. Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, why?
He is the golfer that I relate to.
Okay.
I grew up watching Tiger Woods, and this is not a slight to Ted Rose at all.
Oh, absolutely.
But now that I play the sport, now that I help others with it, I have a tremendous appreciation for the level that Tiger Woods was able to reach.
That's awesome. And yeah, it's not a slight. Like I said, it's the one that best fits you. None of them are wrong, but the person that I had was Arnold Palmer at first, and that's because
Yep.
Yeah, so cool. But Trent, it has been a pleasure having you on the show today. Please tell the listeners how they can follow you on social media and how to contact you for golf lessons.
Absolutely. So I am on Facebook, and you can find me at TM Golf is my business page, and on Facebook I am Trent Mapp. I do have a website which is under construction. It will be trentmappgolf.com. And so you can reach out to me there via email, which is tmgswing@gmail.com. And my phone number is 615-613-1429 if you want to reach out to me via text.
Awesome. And that's Trent Mapp, TRENTMAPP. And guys, you can follow me at She Says She Say Sports on Facebook, She Says She Say Sports 23 on Instagram, She Says She Say 23 on Twitter, and please subscribe to our YouTube page, She Says She Say Sports. Well, guys, that's my show for today. Until next time, this is Sonia with She Says She Say Sports.